Good morning, everyone. Good morning. What a great way to start our new year here. And in a way, it has started already with move-in, and before that with some of our sports teams and RAs and transition students. And what a great Laker Day. It truly is. But I do have some prepared remarks, but before we get started, I'm wanting to be consistent with messaging that I've shared with our college startups, and welcome those that are streaming as well. But we have taken particular notice of what has happened in Charlottesville, and when that was displayed across the news media, I had Jesse and others with our provost put some messaging out on the website. And then from that point in time, I wanted to make sure that we had consistent messaging coming from me to the startup meetings and then today as well. But I wanted to really start off by saying that free speech is a protected right, and we must understand that that is critical in our country and here at this university as well. Also, academic freedom, critically important in terms of our governance structures and who we are as part of the academy. That being said, we and I cannot and will not tolerate bigotry, bias, hatred at this institution. The values we hold in our strategic plan talk about an inclusive learning environment. I have said continuously that diversity is an intellectual asset, and we can use that to the benefit of our students' success and to each other. We want to position our students to be successful in their workplace and as they serve this world. And the only way we can do it is to have that good balance between the understanding of academic freedom and free speech, but also be very clear that what we also stand for are those values that we have here at this university. So, but thank you for the opportunity, just taking a minute to reaffirm who we are as a university and the support that we need to have for one another. After all, we do talk about us as a liberal arts institution. We can have those debates and highlight the differences that we have in a very civil and civic manner. So thank you for that. So I will then get started. Oh, one last thing. One of the activities that I had our provost with our other leaders here on the campus engage with was to ensure that before crises, that we had a review of our practices and procedures and policies in place, and we have, and Maria, working with Felix and others, Jesse, going to put out a FAQ early next week, on Monday, I think, and then there might be questions that you have. Please, let's engage in that, and so we have clarity, and that can be sent right to Maria there too. So we've had some questions come forward, very good, thoughtful questions that we want to respond to in this space. So thank you for that. All righty, let me start off. I think this is our 11th time. The first year I did this 12 years ago, we combined the faculty and staff with the students, and now we have this bifurcation, which I think has been helpful because I now can talk directly to faculty and staff, and then through convocation, being the rite of passage as it is, talk to our students. And those that are here for faculty, those that are listening in, we will have convocation promptly at 11:30, so be there before so we can get on our academic garb, because it is a symbolism, that rite of passage for our students as well. But again, a happy new year to all of you, and again, what a beautiful day to start our year together. And I think this tradition of having an opportunity to share a little bit about the way forward with you, and also celebrate some of our accomplishments from the past. But this year I wanted to take it a little bit differently too, and that was to understand the theme, because the Academy itself has been under some stress because there's a question of value, the value of a degree. And so what I wanted to do is bring that back to here, to this university, and talk about the public good and how this university is delivering on that public good of education. And so what we're going to do is have a conversation and hopefully at the end of our time together, describing our purpose and our future. And we know that our life's work, whether it be in the classroom or those in the staff supporting our students, we are passing on lessons and share our new experiences with them. First, I'd like to welcome members of our Board of Trustees who join us today. Kate Pugh Walters is in the back, Victor Cardenas, and Brandon Damster. Thank you for your leadership. And I'm very appreciative of my cabinet members who join me today and every day helping Grand Valley be set apart from other institutions on behalf of our students and each other. But I'd be remiss, because we do have a new academic leader this year, our new provost and executive vice president for academic affairs, Maria Cimatilli. She's been with the university for almost 2 decades now, and she is new in the role. She does follow in Gail Davis's footprint, but with her own style, her own strengths, and plans for innovation and success. Time and again in our conversations over these past months, she will always bring us back and center us with the conversation of quality. And I think that is an excellent way to start her role in her leadership style here at this university. And you're going to hear more from her as this academic year unfolds. I think you have 4 meetings in various parts of the campus, and I know that you've reached out to others as well, too. And I know her strength is again, a student-centeredness, which is critically important because that's the essence of who we are. And she believes fully in the power of shared governance. And I think we are in really great shape looking ahead with our core business in the academic enterprise. Also, my wife Marcia is here with us, and also we have Karen, her sister, and niece Marjorie from Iowa as well. And so thank you and welcome. And we have some special guests here. Felix Nagasa, my colleague in chemistry, and also the chair of the Faculty Senate, and Sean Balsma. They're here. Sean is here? Okay, great. Then we have Rents Meredith. Rents, are you here? Okay, great. And Denise Gross and Bonnie Peterson. Okay, they're from let's see, you're the co-chairs of PSS. And then Rents being part of AP, the chair of AP committee. And always enjoy having our student leaders here. Jonathan Bowman, our new president of the Student Senate. He has fit nicely into the legacy that we've seen with great leadership in the students, because we have to listen to our students. They help us define who we are and where we're going to be going. So thank you for taking on that leadership as well. And Chris Barbie, is Chris here? Okay, Chris representing our board as well. So we have a great group of folks, so let's recognize them. So again, during our time here this morning, before we head over to convocation, I really want to set the context for you. I want to share with you what I view as some of the challenges as we, as a public university in Michigan, why education therefore is the public good, and why the Laker effect matters to the world. And finally, where are we going, and why do we all have a role in creating this positive future for our students who are going to engage in a state, nation, and across the world? So those are the things I'd like to share with you this morning over these next few minutes. First off, there's the business that we're in, and that's education, and then there's the business of education itself. And so let me first address the business of education. Our financial health allows us to get the best part of a job, to get to the best part of our jobs here, and that's educating students. As you know, we do face challenges in our state with the trends in declining students. Those demographics are clear and unambiguous, and also the declining state support. That has continued to erode, but I'm going to share with you a little bit of good news in that regard here in a minute. So I want to first say, let's put our minds at rest, because our history through these many decades now, and we'll be 60 years strong in 2020, that we are nimble and efficient. And we manage both of those extremely well. On the positive side, with a great deal of gratitude for all here in this room and those who are across the campus, our faculty and staff, the legislature has again recognized Grand Valley as the state's most effectively run public university in Michigan. They come to this conclusion clearly because they look at our retention, our graduation rates, and the efficiencies, and in fact, they're witnessing the Laker effect throughout the state of Michigan. And so I think you should all give yourselves a round of applause for that type of effort. Well, this means we were given each year that the governor has instituted performance funding, the largest percent increase in the state this year for support. But don't go to the bank on that yet. But because our history also is one of the lowest supported institutions in the state, when you take a large percent of a small number, you still get a small number. But I like the fact that we can stand proudly on your efforts here, because we can be sure that we are doing as well as we can with the resources that we have. I don't like the notion of more with less. But I do like the notion that we are going to do the best we can for each other and for our students with what we do have. So one of the things we have to continue to do is look at our costs. We have to ensure that our costs are controlled so we can still keep our tuition in the lower half here in the state of Michigan. Access and affordability is critically important to us and for our students. And when we look at the number of first-generation students coming to Grand Valley State University, we need to ensure that we look at our costs and then pass those savings on to our students with tuition rates that are in still the lower half, even with the challenges we have with state appropriation. And so I do know, with the board members here and with my administration, we want to make sure that we achieve the highest level of quality, as Maria has pointed out time and again to us around our table recently. And to also understand that you are valued as a faculty and staff, but also giving our students the education and the experiences because they are investing here at Grand Valley State University so they can make that difference across this globe. So we have done that, and that's why I think you'll see a continued and steady efficiency in operations and high-quality students that are enrolled here. We are attractive to students at both the undergrad and graduate level. But saying that, the second challenge, though, is demographics. I was here last year talking about it, and I'm going to be here again sharing with you that the slope for the 18-year-olds continues to go down. And I think it will go down at least until 2023, if not beyond, and that slope is not going to go up very fast, is it, Chick? It's what we have. This is our reality where we are at Grand Valley State University here in the state of Michigan. But enrollment itself is everyone's job. It really is. If you're out and about and you're going to put your Laker garb on, you're going to represent us, and there may be a 17-year-old in high school or a 7-year-old in second grade, third grade, fourth grade, we got to start early. And so we do have to understand that we have a collective role, but I'll tell you with Chick and Jody and Michelle and others, we are surpassing our market share with 20,000 applications this past year. And I believe we will meet our goal for enrollment of around 4,100 FIDIACs this year. We did see a number of them, of course, moving in on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Marcia and I have the great joy of giving away ice cream. And now Marcia figured out that she can also give it to the cars passing by, which she did. So this is, I think, understanding that we have a good market. That market is being challenged. Year over year, it's going to be more difficult to achieve that. So we have to really understand how we are different than other institutions, and how are we going to fulfill those promises to our students who have chosen us. I go to a number of the orientations each year. I think I went to 6 or 7 this year, and I always say thank you to the students for choosing us. And it really is. And I'm going to share with everyone here, as I did, a really quick story on the side. Marcia and I were up in Bay Harbor, and this couple comes up after having dinner, and we're there with some donors and some benefactors and some friends of the university. And this woman puts her hand on my shoulder and says, "You're T. Haas." I said, "Yep." She said, "I want to tell you, my daughter had the best experience at Grand Valley State University. She could have gone to Duke. She could have gone to U of M, but no, she wanted to go to Grand Valley. And now she wants to go to grad school too. You all exhibited genuine support, genuine interest in my daughter. And now my son's looking at coming there too." I think that is a demonstration of some of what we are as a university. We have to be genuinely interested in our students. With that in mind, I think we do have to, though, put more attention to retention. That's the coin of the realm. We really have to understand that we have to improve our academic advising, ensure that we have the curriculum in place, rigorous curriculum in place, relevant curriculum in place, and the co-curricular activities that support the growth of the entire student, the development of that student. And then, of course, the financial aid packages that go along with it, too. Again, access and affordability. Well, here's a couple of interesting factoids. One, that in the past 10 years, we have seen an increase in student numbers about 8%. And when I was hired, and Kate remembers that, they said, let's make sure we don't grow 3, 4, or 5% year over year. And from the Coast Guard and me, we can't outrun our supply lines. We didn't know that back in '06 because it looked like things were going to continue to grow. But no, I think the board gave me great direction on making sure that we weren't going to be so big to be big and jeopardize our quality. And so we have, in fact, in the last 10 years, seen an increase of about 8% in headcount. But here's the real good news, but one that we can build on for the future in terms of retention. In that same period of time, we've seen the number of graduates increase by 25% in that same period of time. You all are doing your job. We're doing the job together. However, we need to do it better. There are some institutions here in the state of Michigan, 2 of which are doing a little bit better than we are. We can do better than them. There's no doubt about it. One has the color green, one has the color blue, but no one has a Laker. So I know that we can and we must do that. So we want to make sure that whatever position you have on the campus, whatever position you have, I remember when I was here my first year walking around and went behind the Taco Bell area, and there was a woman there on the staff with Airmark saying, "I love our students." How long have you been here? "I've been here 30 years working. I love our students because they're my family." She got it, didn't she? I like that. But when I see one of our staff members walking along the roadway, got out of his car and to pick up a errant cup and put it in his back seat. Because we care about this place, and if we demonstrate that care about our students and about the place, we're going to be successful in improving our retention. Because we want to make sure that our students stay progressing towards that degree. So we're going to continue offering, because I have taken those dollars we get from our performance funding, put it right back to students in the grand finish, that 10% cut to senior tuition. It works. We're seeing literally thousands and thousands of students taking advantage of that, and happy parents, because they are reaping the benefit of your work. And we want to get them out, because we have seen yet that a student graduating in 4 years, just under 40% have no debt. That's a good place for us to be. So we want to make sure that we continue to do this. And Chris Barbie was thinking ahead. I always asked him at this point in time, how many alumni do we have? And it's over 111,000 Lakers for a lifetime out there. So we're doing the job, but we have to stay the course in these challenging times. And we will. And you know why? Because all of us here understand the value of education, of higher education, but also the value of education in terms of a system as well. And that is, in fact, what I call the public good. And I'll tell you that our notion of the public good is really embraced in our strategic plan and our strategic decision making. Another challenge is that we do have to continue to debunk some myths surrounding education. And one of those that I get really frustrated with in the press, and I shouldn't read it, Matt, but I do, because he sends me the articles all the time. But one of those is the college degree isn't necessary. And we hear that with legislative officials sometimes, who all have college degrees. And I wonder, why? Why that be the case? And I think that all of our work is to be lauded. I think we're in a noble profession. And when you have that degree, then you have the freedom to choose your career, choose your pathway forward, and get rewarded for that. And oh, by the way, the state does too, because those that have a degree are more than likely getting a higher wage and therefore paying higher taxes. So I don't understand that disconnect, Matt, but we're going to continue to demonstrate to our friends in Lansing how important we believe the value of a degree from Grand Valley truly is. And some of those skill sets that we can demonstrate to those that are questioning the value, we're producing graduates and shaping them too with critical thinking skills, the ability to work with those with different disciplines. I love the cross-pollination. I've heard that resonated by Maria. And it really is because of our strong underpinning with liberal arts and the focus within our great programs of study in the professions. We are able to expose our students to ideas, and they can just take those and be more creative. I know that the arts themselves also result in having an individual, groups of individuals that can be very effective and be in the workplace with creative solutions. And if you look and listen to our industry leaders, Randy, that's what the folks are looking for. They're looking for people who can work in teams, be a person of great character, and really lend to the team effort and the mission in a particular business or organization, whether it be for-profit or not-for-profit. But the message that we have to have, all of us together, with whom we are talking with whenever we talk about the university, is that Grand Valley is relevant. You've heard me say that time and again over the years. Grand Valley is relevant to our students, for their families, and for our communities. And at this institution at Grand Valley, We're committed to the principle that education is that public good, and we're committed to making sure that it's affordable and accessible to more people, and therefore contributing to the health of our state. One of my endeavors this past year was to say yes to the governor and to chair the 21st Century Education Commission. We had an eclectic group of 24 members, 25 including me, and we were able to produce a report with probably at a minimum 5,000 hours of effort. These folks were committed to this notion that we can put forward a blueprint. It's called Blueprint for Education, Educating Michigan Residents to Build the Better Businesses, Win Best Jobs, and Achieve the American Dream. So we did. A very eclectic group of folks across that spectrum. We called it a P20 approach, prenatal through 20 and beyond. I like a B through L, that was for sure. Well, throughout the process, it was clear to me that our state had a long-standing commitment to public education, and I got Tom Butcher in the mix. Remember, Tom, and I asked you, let's go back. Let's see, if from the Constitution, right now in 63, it talks about education as the public good, and we have to then support there too. I want to know how far back it went. Well, it went back to 1787 in the Northwest Ordinances. And the same language then is what we see now, almost verbatim. So for now, generations, Gleaves, you're the historian in addition to Matt, but I think that really demonstrates clearly the intent of the citizens through those decades, those centuries. And now we're in 2017. We truly are wanting to be consistent with that message that education at Grand Valley delivering on the public good. And one of the things that's very clear, and it's quite striking to me, is when you go back to the creation of the Northwest Ordinances, how many times the authors themselves spoke of the happiness of the people. Happiness not just of individuals, but of Americans as a people. It's unfortunate we're not talking about that as we should today, but Washington and Adams and Jefferson and Hamilton always thought that education was linked to happiness of the people. And so I think that's the reason why in every township here that you see that ingrained in their charter. Education is a public good. It was a bold idea in 1787. I don't think it has changed. It shouldn't change in 2017. It promotes happiness. It expands people's vision, their audacity, their skill sets, their choices, and their opportunities and their imagination on how to work together for that common good. We can do that together. In fact, the Brookings Institute challenges us in higher education to ask, are we a leader, are we a ladder, or are we a laggard? Well, because of your dedication here and those listening across Grand Valley State University and those that are supporting Grand Valley State University that aren't here, but Karen, yes, they are here too in spirit, Karen Loth. And I know that we are a leader. Because of your dedication, we're a leader in our class. So we are definitely providing that ladder of opportunity for our students and helping them develop the potential so they can continue to contribute as well. I'm just about done reading Tom Friedman's new book. I really enjoyed Tom Friedman's writing. He's the one that did The World is Flat. And now it's called Thank You for Being Late. And he's talking about we're in a world of accelerating change. Now this is different than many, many decades ago when Toffler was talking about change and the accelerating pace of change. I think it's going astronomically more in a slope that's accelerating even faster. And as a physicist or a chemist, you understand the metaphors that it really is going faster and faster. And I think fueled primarily with technology, with what's happening in the environment, and in society itself. So we are operating in this context. And in order to survive and thrive, we at this institution must continue to adapt. We have to be nimble, as Tom Butcher and I were chatting recently about. But given my reading of that particular book and Tom Friedman's work, I think this university has a unique characteristic, that we are adaptively stable. I like that paradox. And as a chemist, it ties into Le Chatelier's principle. If you press one, you have to see where the release points are to reestablish that stability. But here we have to be adaptively stable. We have to be nimble, without a doubt. And I really appreciated Tom's conversation with me as I was trying some of these out. So therefore, I think we have to continue to innovate. We have to be entrepreneurial. We have to take those initiatives and keep it in mind of our mission and our strategic plan. That strategic plan is giving us the pathway forward as we look ahead in the next year and year and a half, because on November 18 we have our visit with the Higher Learning Commission, and Chris Pluff and so many others are contributing to the effort for our assurance argument. It's different, as Maria was pointing out in the college meetings recently, it's different than we had in 2008. When I was here, we had a set of activities that we had to check off. And then a team would come in and say, okay, you're doing what you need to do. But now it's a lot different. Now we have to demonstrate through evidence that we're achieving our outcomes. And that's a higher and bigger lift. But I know I like it, though, because it does reinforce what we're doing for our students and making those changes as we need to be relevant in their minds, and ours as well. All in keeping with attention to quality. We have to. That's what the students deserve from us. And if we have to ratchet it up, and we will measure it along the way, that's what we need to do. We truly do. So I really believe we're not an laggard in this regard, without a doubt. So let me shift just a little bit now to go through some highlights of last year, because this kind of illuminates why we are a leader in our space, in this place we call Grand Valley State University, and why we are a leader in really achieving the common good, that public good for our state, region, and world. Well, we are building, we are shaping, we are creating programs. We're building those programs, and by the way, we're building the buildings that will matter for our future. And these particular spaces, these learning environments, are going to support the people who will teach and learn in those spaces. And we've had a busy summer. We've had a busy year last year. James, so is the summer over yet? But James Moyer and so many others use the summer. They plan accordingly and then use the summer to make our place even better. But it has been a busy summer. Talk about adaptive stability and being nimble. We just purchased the Ferris Coffee and Nut Facility near the DeVos campus. Dean Poltowski is busy planning its uses, and it's a wonderful building. It will house the Padnes College of Engineering and Computing's Design and Innovation Center. It's clean space. It's perfect for our needs, and I'm looking ahead in generations ahead on how many students are going to, engineering students and others that are going to be supported in that facility. And oh, by the way, the coffee shop's going to stay open. Megan Saul was very pleased when I told her that, by the way, one of our board members. Well, this particular purpose lends itself to an example of being efficient and better use of our dollars as well. It's going to save us from constructing new buildings. It allows us to move in next summer. It allows us to serve students earlier and the faculty that are going to support them right then and there. And it's also going to call for spaces that are going to be innovative and entrepreneurial again, because we're going to bring in students from other disciplines right into that space as well, to give our students greater capacity and competencies as they move forward. And one of the areas that I'm very proud of too is our students do get the opportunity of testing things out in engineering with co-ops, but so many others using our internship program, our study abroad program too, to broaden themselves out, making them in fact more effective in the marketplace as they go for jobs, but also more effective when they are in those jobs as well. So I think that this particular example of the Ferris Nut Company resonates with what I just said, with regards to being innovative, being entrepreneurial, and being cost effective. And I love the fact that we're going to be able to partner with other business partners in that space too. This all is a demonstration, I think, of the value of Grand Valley State University. I'm going to say this repeatedly, so I hope you take it home with you. Education is a public good, and Grand Valley is delivering on that public good. And the state acknowledges that principle, and we had some very successful outcomes with an investment of just over $29 million in a facility that will go next to the CHS downtown. Our board chair, John Kennedy, and Matt McLogan, they were tireless in their explanation of our history of great positive results and our goals for the lawmakers in Lansing. And they heard us. They truly did. I'm very grateful for their support. They're investing in the public good at Grand Valley State University. And you know why? Because we are delivering on that public good. It's phenomenal. It truly is. But thank you, Matt, and John will be here later. And the board is very supportive of that as well as we went forward. So this will help have that campus on the Medical Mile as we envisioned many years ago. It's going to go right next to the Cook DeVos. And that we also had announced then just in April, or actually it was in July, of a $70 million project that will enable our students that are studying in nursing and health professions to be there. And that construction, I think, is going to start in 2018, James, with the out year that I can see then up on that hill by 2021, we will have Gene Eckelkirk just smiling. And so are the deans. So is the provost. I know this guy will be. But that's what I see us doing up there. And so, yes, we are a leader. We're the leading provider of healthcare professionals in the region. But the demand has exceeded our capacity to accept highly qualified students at the undergrad and in particular at the grad level. I had an accident many years ago coming into work, and I got into the ambulance, and the woman there says, "Are you Dr. Haas, President Haas?" "Yeah." So, "Well, I just graduated, a nurse." Then I go into Spectrum, and this woman in a white jacket said, "You're T. Haas." And yeah. I'm kind of groggy at that point. Yeah. So she was a PA. She said, "You helped me with my jacket." Yeah, they're around. And I'm very proud that I can say that they're impacting our region, without a doubt. But we needed to look ahead, and we had a look ahead with this campus with the Raleigh J. Finkelstein Hall on Lafayette. That'll open up in May. We had great efforts with our development team. We had great efforts across those in our nursing and health professions to identify the relevance again. So the construction of these two buildings are going to provide that transformational change for the university in these particular areas. And again, we're leading. We're producing graduates that are so important to fill the jobs necessary in the healthcare industry. And that's where the need is tremendous. And so, anyone in here, just anecdotally, raise your hand. This is a risk. Ever seen a doctor, a nurse, or a PA that comes from Grand Valley? Wow. Okay? It truly is. We're making that impact. It's wonderful to see. Well, these buildings are also a very important opportunity for us and shows an example of how Grand Valley needs to work with our neighbors as well. It's different working here in Allendale than it would be in an urban setting like Grand Rapids. And so we need to understand we have to be a good neighbor. We have to be a strong community partner as well. And we have the Raleigh J. Finkelstein Hall in the Belknap Lookout neighborhood. And Pat Waring and James Moyer and Lisa Haynes and Tom Butcher and so many others work closely with our neighbors there. Yes, there was always the tension because of change, but we also always wanted to do with an understanding and an ability to listen. And the result did turn out to be just that. We have a solution that was endorsed by the neighbors, endorsed by us, and endorsed by the city of Grand Rapids. And so we wanted to make sure that that be the case. It might have taken a little bit longer time, but you know, at the end of the day, that's a good investment in our time as well. So thank you for that leadership. And so that memorandum of understanding that we signed included items like hiring residents for on-site jobs, building affordable housing as part of the project, and going back to the city with payments in lieu of taxes. It's the right thing to do. We're going to lead. Therefore, it has to be the right thing to do for our neighbors when we are in that different setting. After all, Grand Valley is the urban university for Grand Rapids. Yes, we have this bifurcation of Allendale. We do have other sites across the state, but the relationship we have with Grand Rapids is particularly important. So we care about our students, and we do care about our communities. Education is a public good, and we're delivering. It's a public good, but with a great deal of private support. Karen Loth and her team are always busy connecting donors and investors to our mission, so that these projects are appealing, so that the donors and investors see a return on their investment. And they see it with the students that are now staying in our state, in our community. 84% of our students that graduated recently are still in the state of Michigan, either going to grad school, most of them starting their careers or in their careers as well. And so it is a public good, and we're delivering with great private support. So we want to make sure that we can continue to build programs that can be developed and students can thrive. So we have launched the Laker Effect Comprehensive Campaign back in June. And it's a really audacious goal. I remember when we did this for 2020, we said we're going to go for $50 million. And one of the board members says, boy, that's a stretch. I said, well, yeah, but let's go for it. We wound up with $98 million. That was during the downturn, the Grand Recession, because people understood that they could invest here and get a great return. That was great. So we're going to go for $85 million now, between now and 2020, when we celebrate our 60th. And what's really great to share with you is we're halfway there already. Isn't that great? Halfway there already. And so, but now the heavy lift is to get the other half. And we will. We'll get there by 2020, because our plan is to help students succeed. We want to give them, want to give the employers access to this great talent, and they expect it from Grand Valley. And that's called the transformational power of Grand Valley. And it's all about our students and about our communities, and the potential that we can do more. What we say in the materials of the Laker Effect Comprehensive Campaign, it's the power of what can be. So our goal is to more than double the current number of donor-funded scholarships dealing with access and affordability, increase the support for student success programs to provide students the help they need in counseling and tutoring and mentoring and leadership development and experiential learning. I love that one with experiential learning. We intend to put $52 million towards academic programs, special centers, and capital projects. That's audacious, but we're going to do it. We must do it. that's going to help our students, because we are on our own. And because of that, we have that flexibility of being very strategic in those investments. But we couldn't do this without all of you contributing what you do day in and day out. And also, one thing that's very interesting for me, being in other institutions along the way in my career, you know, our institution is very special. Over 52% of our faculty and staff give back to this university in some fashion, monetarily. 52%. The average for a public institution like us, comprehensive, maybe 10% at the most. We all get it. We're investing in the future together. Isn't that great? I am so proud of every single person here because we're investing in our future and in our students. And not only that, you do invest time and talent in our student development along the way. And that's amazing. So really, we talk about talent time and again. And that brings us with a smile, mentioned family here as well, and others are going to be coming in a little bit later. And Marcia and I are so pleased as we start our 12th year together that we have now a newly renovated and added to, for the how much time now, Jim? 4 times? 5 times. 5 times the Center for Performing Arts. And after this really extensive remodeling, Marcia and I felt very blessed, and we felt it was the right time, and communicated with our children that we've enjoyed the incredible performances of our students and our faculty and what's happening inside. Our talented faculty there are second to none, world class. And we couldn't be more proud and offer our investment into this space, and we will be so proud through the years, and our families as well, as they come back to the university and generations ahead and see the Haas Center. I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud of that. And I've said this time and again to benefactors. You know, we have great buildings, we have these environments, but what goes on inside is truly what we are all about. With a talented faculty, the staff to support, wonderful students, they are challenged. And whether it be in the Center for Performing Arts, in the classroom, outside the classroom, when they're going overseas, when they're competing in club sport or intercollegiate sports, 12 Directors' Cups out of the last 14 years. That's pretty remarkable. I'm going to go off script for a second, but let's think about that for a second. 12 Directors' Cups, all sports trophies. And the other 2 years we were number 2 to now a for-profit institution that went to Division I. Wow. There's only Stanford and Williams College that have more than us, and they're a lot older than we are. But that is sustained excellence and quality in that space as well. And we see it in the performing arts when I see some of these individuals go out into their careers. And just remarkable. I can rattle names off, but there was one gentleman that I'm so thrilled. It's Robert Mcfarlane. Oh my goodness. If I could have another son, I'd take him. He was so good in terms of what he was able to do and find himself here at this university and continue on in his passion. It really is. So what goes on is really inside. So I hope you all come to the dedication at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Please join us. So today is indeed a day of celebration. It's a day that we celebrate new students and returning students and the faculty and staff and new faculty and staff that are coming to be part of Grand Valley State University. And we celebrate the beginning of each academic year because of our mission. Yes, we have a convocation, it's a rite of passage, but we are celebrating at this point. Just take a moment in time and celebrate our mission to shape student lives, professions, and society. That's a noble calling. And every time I come back and hear that mission or report it back to you or report it back to others, I still come back to that word shape. Oh my goodness, is that an ever powerful word? We are shaping the future. We're shaping the future with our students and with each other. It really is. And that really is all about the Laker effect. We're shaping the talent, we're shaping this institution. And we make a real difference in every community that we serve. Because we have students now from every county in the state of Michigan, significant numbers from across the state. We are attracting good numbers of students from Chicago and Illinois, and they're staying here. Yes. But nonetheless, it really is interesting to see how we are, in fact, contributing to the life and vitality of our communities. That's called the Laker effect. So we affect the local economy, for instance. Our total economic impact in just Kent, Ottawa, and Muskegon is $816 million. And before we know it, Matt, we'll be $1 billion, because that's where we're going to be heading for. We affect people. We have a student who designed an app that connects seasonal farm workers with the farms that are hiring. We have a student in the Seidman College that started a bakery that employs people with special needs. We have an interdisciplinary group made up of PT and engineering and psychology faculty and students that are helping students with disabilities to become mobile and create and gain that independence. We have a group of students raising thousands of dollars to buy shoes that grow for orphans in Tanzania. And a group of engineering helping NASA. Did you hear me say that? We have students helping NASA. And they designed a device to help astronauts gather and contain multiple samples of surface particles. And then they went to the Johnson Center to test it out. We have students working with the Grand Rapids Symphony to expose African American music and African American and Hispanic students to music. And a recent graduate of a School of Comms was awarded the Public Relations Society of America's highest award, the National Gold Key Award. A group of students from hospitality and tourism and management spent 2 weeks in France working at the Cannes Film Festival. We have students working on drug therapies to fight cancer and others on Parkinson's research. In every discipline, in almost every way, we're delivering on the investment of the state. We're delivering on the investment of our students with their tuition dollars and that of their parents as well. We're returning on the investments of the donors here to this university. And we're producing graduates who will improve our companies, our not-for-profits, and our communities as well. And we have a dedicated faculty. I am so proud of every single one of you and those that we're bringing in this year, as I spoke with the new faculty earlier. And you are enabling these outcomes for our students. It is remarkable teamwork in order to achieve what we want for our students. We also are a community that finds time to serve. I was asked this question earlier on this week. What about community service? It truly is. We do a remarkable job. We're taking our talents into our other communities and serving. And it could be a whole variety of things within our discipline or helping that youngster on a softball field. That's all a matter of our service. Every year, hundreds of our students, and faculty and staff, alumni. I know that Chris, the alumni get out there too with their Laker Effect shirts. And they are helping our communities with projects that they can't afford to tackle on their own. We tutor students close to the home and volunteer in countless other ways. Just in March 16, the members of our football team swabbed the inside of their cheeks and registered as potential bone marrow donors. Well, in May of 2017, one of our tight ends donated his cells to a man in Denmark in hopes that we could save his life. That's a Laker effect. Professor Danielle Lake was recognized, and this just came out. I was reading one of my publications yesterday, and she was given the John Saltmarsh Award for Emerging Leaders in Civic Engagement, demonstrating her commitment, the only person in the nation, for advancing civic learning amongst our graduates. And there's so many others that I could mention. But it truly is, the Laker effect has no boundaries. We are, you are, the Laker effect, along with our students. So the fact that I started this address with a list of our institutional successes and with a small sample of individual impact is really testimony to the effect that you've already had and the ability to carry out our mission into the future. We have a fundamental responsibility to give the best to our students and to each other. And we embark upon our work this academic year with our strong commitment to public education. It is a public good, and our students come here with the goal of enriching their lives to get that degree. That degree is the symbol of the public good of Grand Valley State University that they have achieved with their hard work and efforts and with your assessment that can demonstrate that they have the ability to continue to make their mark in the world, whether they go on to grad school or go into their professions. We are enriching them, we're enriching their families, we're enriching the future of our communities. Thank you for listening, and thank you for all the work you do. Go Lakers! Thank you. It looks like we have maybe a couple of minutes before we have to scoot over, but any questions that I could take right now, I sure would appreciate it. Questions? And we do have some mics from my office here. Anyone?
President Haas, thank you very much for your address. Really appreciate your words. Students' increased access to information has changed the way they communicate, process, and work. The plethora of readily available information is changing the way we educate. That being said, a strong need for soft skills such as effective communication, empathy, leadership, collaboration, and creative thinking remain critical to student development. Can you please discuss how GVSU is committed to teaching the soft skills in the digital age?
Okay, everyone hear the question about I think it's a question about developing the whole person. And I shared that because I got a preview of that question. I appreciate that very much. And I've also shared that with our provost. But let me tackle it just for a second. Because if I look at your question and I tie it back to liberal arts and the liberal arts perspective, and knowing that there are certain outcomes. I'm a chemist, I teach chemistry, I love my discipline, I like the content, but I always would like to have our students understand, my students, especially in the laboratory setting, on asking the question, why? Why? And now they're working in teams. They have the foundation that they received during the classroom time, but now they're coming into the lab setting. And they have to work with others. They have to understand that to be a scientist, to be an educated person, it's just not the how. That's okay. But it's the why that's critical. And that takes into account all you mentioned there. I love what you said in terms of the development of the whole person, working with others, having critical thinking skills. And I'm going to really play that in because it's both a hard and soft. The ability to read and comprehend and write and do numeracy and all that. Those are important skill sets that in a way are bridging the both sides. I love the fact that we have Troy Farley, for instance, and his staff going out and getting more and more people involved with experiential learning. When I came here, we had about 2,000 co-ops, teacher ed, and all. Now we have probably 8,000 or 9,000 students with internships in the Broadway. They have to learn about those soft skills right there. They're going to be challenged and stressed, and they're going to come out even better. And I love the fact that it's coming out of College of Ed because you can help us identify what those are too. And working with the provost and other deans across the professions, wow, we can better position our students for student success as well. So thank you for that question. I really appreciated that very much. It goes to the core. It's the development of that entire person. And I'm going to add one more feature to that, and that is to have a person of character who understands the respect that they have for themselves and for each other. Critical. I want people to leave Grand Valley who have that character to do the right thing. Okay. Another question. There's a question over here? No? Alrighty. Well, I'll see some of you over at Convocation and maybe some of you later this afternoon. And thank you for listening. We put a lot of effort and thought into this particular faculty staff address because I was so committed after the efforts with my colleagues on that commission that we are, in fact, at Grand Valley delivering on the public good. Thank you and God bless.